What is up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, now you do. My name is Darian J, hence Brown Skin J. Let's get it. Welcome back, honey buns. So, y'all, we got something serious to talk about, like some real get all up in your business type, get yourself together, me adjusting the crowns of other girls as I adjust my own type conversation. I really feel a need just like to have this conversation with you guys, just because I'm like having my own revelation, and as I grow I want other people to grow as well. So we're just gonna get into this, little conversation. So before we do, of course, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that nice stuff. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're gonna get into like not taking things personal. And what brought about this topic is I recently kind of went through a situation. Actually, I'm gonna pause. I am a very transparent person, so I'm not the type of person to, I guess, be afraid to tell about things that I go through, because I feel like going through your own struggles and learning and growing from them, it gives you a doorway to be able to help other people evolve and grow and heal as well. So, but I went through my own recent situation, basically, where in a nutshell, someone that I thought was my friend turned out not to be. They were basically just kind of manipulating their way through my through a situation that was hurting me and breaking me, and they played around in my energy and in the situation as a third party, just to get to someone that I had been dating, or someone that I had dated. And the revelation that I got from this situation, like, I know there have been a lot of women who go through situations where sometimes we're afraid to walk away from certain relationships, or we're afraid to walk away from certain people, or we have people that, play in our face, pretend like they're our friends and this, that, and the third, in those type of situations, or just in life general. And initially we can tend to take those things very personal and to internalize them as if, oh, I'm losing something, or she must be better than me. You internalize it as something negative, which is natural. But also, besides that, like, we tend to only see the hurt and the pain when we're going through those situations. And I'm here, like, to share the revelation that I got from going through that with you guys. So, like, we all learn not to really take things personal. So we're gonna get into it. All right. I don't have any notes for this because I want to be as natural talking about this as possible, and I just want to be guided to say what needs to be said, rather than writing out notes and all of that. So if I get all over the place, that's probably why. But with all of that being said, what I realized about that situation, I was hurt when the whole grand scheme of things actually came out, when the truth came out. It was something that I already knew. I'm very intuitive, so I have a really keen sense of discernment. So I already knew, but it was just crazy how I found out, and I cried for about a night, and after that I was over it. But one day I just so happened to be driving, and something was just like, you don't realize this should be a confidence booster for you. And I say that, and I know it may sound crazy to you all, but it really should be. It should be a confidence booster to us that go through things like that, because when you look at the grand scheme of things, these particular women are, or because I don't want it to just be about relationships. Like, I want people in a nutshell to be able to grasp the concept, because it can be used in any situation, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's stuff like this. But I'm just using this as the catapult for the, for the information to be shared. So, and I know it's something that women commonly go through, and it tends to break us down a lot. So and mess with our, insecurities and self-esteem and all of that. So you don't realize how much of a compliment it really is. And like I said, it may seem crazy, but it's not. You have to realize that it must be something broken down on the inside of a person. It must be something low vibrational about them, some type of hurt, some type of mental issue, in my opinion, some type of something crazy going on within that person to make them feel like the only way for them to acquire what it is they have is to take from someone else. Personally, I feel like a woman who feels like she can only get a relationship by taking from another woman is a woman who has no self-esteem. She has no confidence. She has no type of oomph about herself. She doesn't even feel like she can acquire it on her own without having to smile in somebody's face, without having to play in somebody's energy, without having to manipulate a situation in order to get what she wants. Yet, you didn't have to do any of that. You acquired what you gained on your own. You have confidence, you're ambitious, you're headstrong, you're independent, you're successful in all of this. And people that tend to operate in these type of mannerisms and take things in these type of directions, these are people that are low vibrational. They negative all in their roots in their head. So it's like, it's not about you. People treat you how they feel on the inside. So you have to realize, like, it's not personal against you. It's not a thing of whether you are good enough or whether you are enough or whether you're beautiful enough, smart enough, whether you have enough to offer, whether you're qualified. You are. But this person does not feel that about themselves. And honestly, they may be intimidated by you as well. So, and people like that, haters, and people who are intimidated by you, they tend to want to take from you to be able to dim your light. They tend to want to take from you to be able to strip you of that confidence, strip you of that ambition, strip you of that success, strip you of that security that you hold, that divine energy that you walk in, the divine purpose that God gave you. They want to strip you of that because they don't have it themselves. They haven't figured out how to get it all on their own, so they feel like they have to take from you. That is a compliment to you, because that means that you're doing something right. We have to get into a place where we love ourselves so much that when situations like that happen, we understand that it's not that person is really doing anything to us. They're only doing what they feel about themselves on the inside. So if you feel like, if a person feels like they can't get anything on their own, of course, in their head, they feel like the only way for them to gain something is to take from other people. If a person feels bad on the inside, that's what they're going to reflect to people on the outside. That's why people who genuinely have good hearts, who genuinely have good energy, people pick up on that. It's like they pick up on people who have negative energy, because what you're feeling on the inside is what you're giving off to everybody else. So it's not personal. And I want you all to realize that, because I realized it. And when I realized it, it was easier for me to deal with that situation. It didn't even really break me down like I expected that finding out something like that would. But because that message came to me and I started to look at it like, yeah, you must be one messed up individual just as a person and as a woman. And I understand, like, some people say things like, oh, well, as women don't owe you any loyalty. And how I feel, my opinion, is going to be an unpopular opinion probably, but I feel like if you believe in that you are a part of the issue. And the reason that I say that is, even if you're not friends with someone, even if you're not cool with someone, whatever the case is, no woman, no person, but especially because women go through this the most, no woman should want to hurt and cause another woman pain. I feel like if you are a woman and you sit up and you indulge in activities that hurt another woman, that affect another woman's security, that affect another woman's mental capacity, that affect someone's self-love, when we already struggle in a world where women are treated the way that they are and viewed the way that they are anyways, and it's already hard as a woman, period, why would you want to add to the stress of that to another woman? Especially because at this point we all realize that most of all of us have been through it. So why would you then want to put someone else through it? And I understand, like, some women have this mindset of, well, the reason they get to that point of, well, women don't owe you know any loyalty is because they have been through it. And so now they feel like because that person or that woman did not care enough to care about her situation and how she was going to hurt her, now she's in the headspace of, well, I'm just not going to care either. I don't owe nobody no loyalty, blah, blah, blah. She didn't care when she did it to me, so why should I care about doing it to somebody else? That's a childish mindset to have. That is the equivalent and exactly the definition of hurting people hurt people. Because it's not like you're doing it just because it's right or because of a completely different reason. You're just doing it because you're hurt. She did it to you and she didn't care, so now you want to do it to somebody else. That makes absolutely no sense. I think that it's childish. I think that it's immature. I, in my head, cut from the cloth that I am cut from, could not sit up and even rationalize in my mind to indulge in any activity that's gonna cause somebody else pain. Now, I will say, if you watched my other video, you did hear me say that I am a person who has had to deal with things as a Pisces, but also as a person who has had to kind of tame myself down as far as when people hurt me, I will do something to hurt them back. Well, I have been known, because I'm not like that now. Actually, speaking of that, going through, hold on, okay, we're gonna rewind. So I did say that, but I'm just saying, like, on a regular given day, I'm not going to just decide to hurt someone just for the fun of it or for the hell of it. That makes no sense. So, but I was about to say, speaking of that, this situation that just happened recently actually showed me how much I had grown and how much the healing that I'm walking through is changing me. Because I look at finding out something like that, it upset me and it made me cry, it did hurt my feelings, but at the same time I was able to have such restraint behind the situation that I was actually proud of myself. Don't get me wrong, I said what I had to say. I said some words and I gave what I needed to give as far as confronting the people involved. But as far as like taking it overboard, going and doing something extra and trying to play get back, that didn't even cross my mind. I wasn't even about to give that any of my energy or anything like that. And that made me proud of myself. Because for me to have just like admitted that to you guys in the last video that I did, as far as like getting back to yourself and all of that, for me to have just posted that maybe like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and in a situation like this to happen just days ago, and then for me to look back now and see I just said that and here I am actually showing the growth that it is that I spoke about, is wild to me and it's amazing to me, and I'm very proud of myself. Because in a situation like that, those two people are probably sitting around thinking that I'm somewhere broken and shattered and torn apart, but I'm not. I'm sitting up going about my life as if it didn't even happen. It's messed up, but it happened. And it's so crazy because I've talked to other women about this situation and they've sat up and they've been like, oh sis, you handling this so well, because had I found out what you found out, I'd probably be in jail. Sis probably would have been spat on and beat up. Like, they've said that, and they've like literally told me like, you're handling this a lot better than what I probably would have handled. And the stuff that they're saying is stuff that I probably would have, you know, I would have let it cross my mind to do, or probably would have done it. But because of the place that I'm trying to get at, and because I'm so big on not allowing people to take me back to a person that I'm no longer trying to be, it's just amazing to me, and it makes me grateful for keeping myself grounded, for keeping myself on a steady path. It makes me grateful to God for allowing me to be able to stay in a place that I have been working so hard to get to, and not allowing people to bring their drama into my life and drag me all the way back to square one. So that's another thing. Sometimes things happen just to test you and show you like you're stronger than what you used to be. Your mindset is strong, it's different from what it used to be. Your mentality is stronger than what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is not sent to break you. Some things are sent to test you, but also everything is not personal. Like I said in the beginning, people only treat you how they feel on the inside. So if they don't have any love, they don't have any self-love, they don't have self-worth, they don't have self-value, they don't feel confident about themselves, they don't feel secure about themselves, and the list could go on. People are going, that's what projection is. People, what they feel on the inside, they're going to try to cast that out on you, or that's what they're naturally going to show. They're naturally going to show what's on their inside. Like, I've compared it all the time. I noticed that when I'm going through certain situations, I usually can tell that my mind is at chaos or my life is at chaos because my surroundings will look like that. Like my house is like where I spend most of my time. If I'm not at work or not like with my family or my daughter, I'm at home in my own space. And when I'm going through things, sometimes I tend to forget, well, not necessarily forget, but I tend to neglect tending to my home. So I know that most of the time that's happening because I'm going through something emotionally and mentally. So I try to keep that in check now. Like, this is a reflection of what I'm feeling on the inside. I'm feeling chaotic, so my home is looking chaotic. That's where I spend most of my time. My home is looking chaotic because my life is chaotic right now. So that's just like one example of you reflect, like, and that literally can happen. Some people, like, I've seen people do videos on here about like depression rooms, and it's because their room is looking that way because that's how they feel on the inside. They don't feel like cleaning up, they don't feel like dealing with it, anything like that. And that's what depression is. So it's like they're reflecting, their surroundings are reflecting what's on the inside of them. So that's what I mean. Like, people can only treat you how they feel. So it's like, how can I give you love if I don't feel like I'm loved, or I don't love myself? How can I give you respect when I don't respect myself? That's another thing. You have to be a person that doesn't respect yourself to even allow yourself to do something like that. Someone who respects themselves does not feel like they have to go through malicious ways or dim the light of other people or step on other people to get what it is they acquire. And then just from a human aspect of things, I look at the fact that, especially in the situations that I'm talking about as far as women and all of that, I look at how these women really don't think. Most of the guys that are like this, number one, they're low vibrational, they're insecure, they have trust issues themselves because they've probably been used to messing with someone else's woman. They have been cheaters themselves, or whatever the case is. People have messed up their trust. So guys like that who will deal with women that are like that, those women don't understand that they're already setting up for themselves to not be trusted by that guy. Let me explain why. A person who already has trust issues, that's the first barrier. But if this guy just watched you underhandedly, maliciously do everything in your power to hurt someone else in order to get to him, what in your right mind makes you think that he's gonna trust you? If you're watching this and you're a person that's like that, I'd like you to take a minute to think about that, because you probably never did. What in your head tells you that he's gonna trust you? Because after he just saw you do that to someone else, in his head now, yeah, he's gonna go along with what you're doing, especially if he's trying to hurt that female too. He's gonna go along with it. But at the end of the day, what you also have to realize is that now in his head, he realizes that you'll go to any length for him. which means that now he realizes he can play with your mind. Now he realizes he can get anything out of you. But on top of that, he now realizes that you're an untrustworthy person, because you will literally do things like step on another person, break another person, cross another person in order for you to get what you want. Guys like that don't tend to trust those type of females. That's why the saying is, the way that you got him is the way that you're going to lose him. He's not going to trust you just because you did what you did to get him. That's not going to somehow in his head show him that you're loyal. Somehow in his head show him that you're better than the next female because you did what you did. It's going to show him that you're easily tempted, that you're easy to play with, because look at what you did to get him. But it's also going to show him that you're an untrustworthy person, because what's to keep you from turning around and doing something underhanded to him? So yeah, they don't think about that. So it's like, I don't even know how to describe it because it's mind-blowing. All of this stuff that I realize, it's mind-blowing. But again, it all leads back to how a person feels about themselves. You're not thinking about that. Most of the time when you're doing something wrong, you're not thinking about the possible consequence of what it is that you could be doing, or how a person could look at you because of the things that you're doing. So in my opinion, like I said, it's a compliment to you. Because look at this person's actions versus yours. Did you have to go through all that to gain anything that you had? And if you've been through situations and it has something to do with like another woman taking from you, whatever the case is, and it could be family members, it could be friends that, not necessarily in this situation, but they're jealous of like you having a job, they're jealous of you having like a successful business, or you being close-knit with your family, like, and they try to do things to cause friction in those areas because they want to see something taken from you. They want to see you broken and miserable like they feel on the inside. So it's just like, I don't understand the mental aspect of it for them, but it's like, I want you guys to understand that it's nothing towards you. It's just how they feel on the inside about themselves. And that's something that they have to sit down and do some inside work on. That's something they have to sit down and confront. That's something they got to talk to God about and confront. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your self-esteem. It has nothing to do with your worth. It has nothing to do with whether you're capable or enough or any of that. You are all of that and more. That's why people are attracted to you. That's why you have good things in life, because there's nothing underhanded or nothing sneaky, nothing malicious that you had to do in order to get what you have. You worked hard for it. And when you work hard for things and people see you being successful, it intimidates them. So they're in their head, it just clicks for them to naturally want to take that from people, because they have not yet figured out, if I work on myself, if I love myself, if I put in the work for these things, I can have them too, if not more. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that, because I'm glad the situation happened the way that it did, because I needed the message that I got from it so that I could also give it to you guys. And it was, you know, I don't think it was too deep. I think everything that I said was about simple enough to get. So there it is. I hope that this information somehow gives somebody some clarity or helps in some type of way. Everything that happens is not personal. Sometimes, you know, I even thought about this, like sometimes instead of asking like, why is this happening to me, and looking at it from a negative aspect, sometimes ask God, like, what am I supposed to learn from this? Or why is this situation happening? Is it happening because something needs to be removed from my life so that something better can come in? Is there a lesson that I need to take from this? Is there a blessing that's going to come out of me going through this? Is this to prepare me for something more that's to come? Like, start looking at it from an aspect of everything happens for a reason. Like, everything literally does happen for a reason. And sometimes the most hurtful things that happen in our life are to give us a doorway to prepare us for something better that is to come, to make us stronger for what is yet to come for us. So that's the mindset I really want everybody to get into. It's just like understanding that nothing's personal. It's not that these things are being done to you. They're happening in order to grow you. They're happening in order to open your mind, open your eyes, cause you to grow, cause you to evolve. And as far as the people that commit these acts or whatever the case is, like I said, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether co-workers, whatever the case may be, if it's not, you know, the topic that I compared everything to, just knowing that everything that they do is only what they feel about themselves on the inside, and they can't mentally give to somebody what they don't have on the inside already. So they have to do that work in order to be able to give, you know, that love and that care and that respect and all of that. They don't have it for themselves, so they don't feel it about themselves, so they can't give it to you or to anybody else. And that's nothing on you, because you already have it in you. So just strive off of what you give to yourself and what you know you are. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little rant or conversation or whatever you want to call it. I'm really glad that like I said, in the grand scheme of things, I'm glad I went through the situation to get the message, to be able to internalize it for myself and help myself heal, but to also be able to share it with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in my next video. Remember to put God first and never let anyone dim your light or tell you that you're anything less than beautiful. I will see you guys in my next video. Signing over and out.